President Trump said he was gonna do it, and today he did it with an executive order creating a commission to investigate voter fraud. Vice President Pence says Trump's choice to play quarterback on this panel, and the claim is they're going to look into reports of improper voting in all 50 states, right, Chris?
That's right. So we wanted to look at two things. First, what are the facts around claims of widespread voter fraud? Just the plain Jane facts. And then also seek the opinion of the highest election official in our state, Secretary of State, Steve Simon.
Shortly after winning the election, President Trump claimed he would have won the popular vote if it weren't for millions of illegal votes. Where's he getting this stuff, people ask? Well, Trump's campaign has cited two sources for the claims. First, an Old Dominion University report claiming up to 14% of non-citizens voted in the 2008 presidential election. This report has been refuted by Harvard and UMass scholars, among others, for being inaccurate, and the author of the Old Dominion report himself says that Trump's claims about the November election are not supported. The second source of the Trump claims comes from a 2012 Pew study that found our nation's voter registration system was all out of whack, with 24 million inaccurate voter registrations, 1.8 million dead people still on voter lists, and 2.8 million people registered to vote in more than one state. That report has not been refuted, but still proves no actual fraud. And studies from Loyola Law Center, Brennan Center for Justice, ASU, the Conservative Heritage Foundation, Dartmouth College, I could keep going, all have found zero evidence of widespread voter fraud in the U.S.
I think the president's claims about 3 to 5 million people voting illegally in the last election are unfounded and irresponsible.
We sat down with Minnesota's top election official, Secretary of State Steve Simon, for his take on the president's new commission.
Have you seen any instances of widespread, or not even widespread, a little bit of voter fraud in this state?
We had almost 3 million voters, and the numbers as of now, and this is a rolling total, the numbers that have been reported to us are in the teens. In the teens.
From last year?
From last year, of nearly 3 million voters. That is a tiny, tiny drop in the bucket.
Have you been asked to participate in the President's Commission?
No.
Were you alerted about the President's Commission?
No, not only was I not alerted about the commission, but the National Association of Secretaries of State found out this morning on social media and on the internet just the way the rest of us found out.
I know this is your wheelhouse, right? Voting's your wheelhouse. But could there be a scenario where there's like a bunch of voter fraud going on that we just haven't caught?
It's very, very unlikely. It would be a huge, huge surprise if there's some big conspiracy that I didn't know about, that the county attorneys and prosecutors didn't know about, that the news media didn't know about, that academics didn't know about. I think it's highly, highly unlikely.
So that's Steve Simon's take, and we also saw a comment from former Minnesota Secretary of State and current Republican State Senator Mary Kiffmeyer. We were unable to reach her. But Vice President Mike Pence released this note to new members of this new commission today that reads, quote, "Voter fraud has plagued our country far too long. As Americans, we should never question whether the results of an election are legitimate or accurate. Ensuring the security of our election system is imperative, and I'm thrilled to see President Trump actively investigating this serious issue through your appointment to this commission." Again, those are two new members of the commission. They're supposed to have a report together, I believe, for the president by next year.
And was there any comment from the president or Vice President Pence that this commission, this panel, was put together based on his claim that 3 to 5 million people have voted illegally in the presidential election?
I haven't seen any comments specifically on TV or in print, aside from that right now.
Right, so he's not saying where he got the 3 to 5 million.
I've never heard him back that up. I know that during the campaign, though, and that's where we got the source for that report, they cited those two specific reports of where they got their stats from. But there is no source for the 3 to 5 million for the November election. That's just the facts. That's all. So President Trump today saying now